Hey everyone, this is Anthony from TactiPac.com. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. This video is going to be a short video about the FusionPac by TactiPac inside the waistband holster and the Crossbreed Supertuck by Crossbreed holsters inside the waistband holster. Many people are familiar with both of the holsters, but they've had a question about how you actually put the holsters on and how you actually tuck them. Most of the videos on YouTube don't show you how you actually put the holster on and then how you actually get your shirt tucked in. There's many on how to draw from the holsters. We're not going to cover that in this video, but we're simply going to go over putting them on, comparing them to each other, putting them on, and then actually tucking your shirt in around them, since they are both inside the waistband tuckable holsters. And so we'll get ready to shoot the video. We'll go through a couple different scenarios with each holster. It'll allow you to make a fair comparison between the two. Okay, first we're going to talk about the Crossbreed Supertuck holster, and this is Crossbreed's standard product. It has the metal clips, the Kydex sheath, and it is the cowhide. As you can see on the back and the front, it's just a black cowhide. We're going to be using the Glock 19, and yes, if you are concerned about it, it is loaded and safety checked. And I'm going to put that down for a minute so I can show you how to do this. I do have gym shorts underneath my pants, so I will have to show you how to actually put the holster on. But I do have shorts on, as I said, so nothing to worry about there. At any rate, you'll need to put this down and then undo your pants as you're getting dressed, or if you are getting dressed before that, you still need to have your pants on to put it on. And then what you want to do is put the holster around your waist where you normally wear it. And the clips need to fasten over the top of your belt. You do have to wear a belt with this holster. Preferably a gun belt to hold it up, because it will put some considerable weight on the holster. I typically wear my gun at 430, which is, if you wear Levi's, it's right where the tag on the Levi's is. And so you would adjust the holster there. Now, if you were tucking in a shirt, I have a t-shirt tucked in underneath the holster. You can see it's not tucking in. It's not going to tuck the gun in, but I will put another shirt over the top to show you that if you were tucking this in, you wouldn't fasten your pants at this point, or you wouldn't fasten your belt. So let me just show you how the holster positions, and then we'll add a tucked in shirt to it, because that's most people's concerns when they buy a tuckable holster, and that is the big deal about this holster. So it's right there at 430. You grab your firearm and you holster it, and then you have a tucked in IWB inside the waistband Crossbreed Supertuck holster. And so that's where it sits. Now, if you're just wearing a regular shirt over the top of it, this is not a problem at all. You don't see the clips underneath the shirt, and you wouldn't have to worry about tucking that shirt in. But now the issue becomes getting it on with a tucked shirt, and that becomes a little bit more difficult. So let me grab my shirt, and we will tuck this holster in. Okay, so what you need to do is button up your shirt, and you're going to tuck it in. It does become a little bit more cumbersome, and it's a little bit more difficult. That's why most of the videos do not cover tucking the shirt in. So what you're going to need to do, you can imagine you have a Glock 19, or I do, it's 15 round magazine, and so it's weighted pretty well. So you're going to need to actually kind of hold your leg out, and then you're folding your shirt, so to speak, the way you want to tuck it. I was in the military, so they taught us to pleat our shirt on the sides when we tuck it in. But the issue now becomes you have a weighted gun on the holster, and you need to somehow tuck, if we can get a close-up of this, somehow tuck between this clip and the actual holster. And so the shirt, you're not going to be able to fold it normally like you want to. So what you need to do is try and tuck the shirt in between the clip and the holster. And I promise I'm not making this more difficult than it looks. And somehow adjust to properly get it tucked in. This is why most videos don't show tucking, because it takes a good amount of time to actually get it tucked in perfectly, where it doesn't look different than your other side. So one thing I want to point out, notice the left side and notice the right side. If that's tucked in, I don't know if I got it all the way tucked in, but basically that's what you wind up with. And then you can blouse the shirt around if you want to. and you wind up with something like that. On a side note, patterns for tucking in your shirt or for proper concealment or for better concealment, if you notice the pattern of the shirt is checkered, and it does help to conceal the weapon. So that, I'll let you decide from watching the video how well that's tucked in or how easy it is to tuck in. We're going to compare that to the FusionPac by TactiPac inside the waistband tuckable holster. Okay, now we're going to look at the FusionPac by TactiPac inside the waistband holster and compare it. If you'll notice, if you look down, I don't have my overpants on, I just have my shorts on. And that's purposeful because with the Crossbreed Supertuck, you have to have your pants already on to get the holster onto the belt because the belt is integral. It is a part of the holster. If you're not wearing a belt, you cannot wear that holster. You have to have a belt. With the FusionPac by TactiPac, it has its own belt. And it's a heavy-duty belt with heavy-duty elastic strapping. And basically, the way you put it on is right over the top of your normal waistband. You line up the Velcro, and they are sized for your waist. So you line up the Velcro belt, position the holster wherever you'd like it around, and I'm going to put it in the same position as the Crossbreed at 430. And so you notice now I don't need my hands to hold the holster. I'm going to grab my pants, and I'm going to put the pants on just the way you would normally dress even if you didn't have a holster on. I have shorts on, so I have to kind of tuck those in to make it comfortable. So again, this gun won't be tucked right now. Let me grab my Glock 19. But if you'll notice just a speed difference in putting it on, you grab the gun and you put it in, and now you're in regular position. Also notice no clips. The belt is not a part of this system at all. And so if you took the belt off, you'd be in the same situation, no problem at all. So you have no clips at all to deal with, and it's much more rapid to put on and much more quick and efficient if you're in a hurry to get out of the house putting your gun on. So now we're going to tuck it in. Let me get my shirt and I'll show you how much more simple it is to actually tuck it in. One thing I do want to point out versus the Crossbreed while we have it, if you'll notice the coverage of the holster on the Crossbreed, it makes a difference for all-day carry. Notice how much of the actual butt of the gun and the stippling on the grip of the gun is contacting your body. It makes a difference if you're sitting in the car all day or sitting in the office all day. And if you notice the TactiPac on most guns, we have full coverage of the backer between your body and the gun. And so you will not feel that gun against your skin or against your body at all. So let's tuck this thing in and you can see how quick it is. Give me a second to button my shirt. Now if you remember when I was tucking in the Crossbreed Supertuck, I needed to actually balance the holster with one hand because I had a fully loaded gun weighted down on the belt, and the belt was an integral part of the system. Well, with the TactiPac FusionPac, it's not that case, and so basically you tuck in the way you normally would. And I told you that I like to pleat my shirt like I did in the military. That's the way they taught us, and so now I can function the way I would normally function with my hands. I don't have to worry about another hand grabbing the holster. And I just tuck my shirt in normal way, and it's pleated the normal way. The gun is fully tucked in. Fasten your belt. Blouse if you want to, not really necessary. Another tip that I would suggest is instead of blousing, just hold your waistband and stretch upward and give your shirt a natural look like you normally would, and then you're tucked in. And that is the completed scenario between the Crossbreed and between the FusionPac IWB by TactiPac. Let's talk about a couple other considerations while I'm thinking about it. I did talk about the coverage. One big question we get between the two holsters and just with our holster in general is what happens when you actually use the restroom or you need to untuck your shirt, you're not drawing the weapon, or you maybe need to sit down somewhere, or like I said, use the restroom when you're out at a restaurant or something like that. With the Crossbreed, you can imagine you have a fully weighted holster on your person, and so now you untuck your shirt and you unbutton your pants, and now you have weight to deal with there. If you need to sit down to use the restroom, you've got to find a place to put your gun. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to unholster my gun in a public restroom and lay it down somewhere. With the TactiPac, I'm not going to illustrate obviously the bathroom scenario, but I can show you. It's very simple. You pull this gun up out of your waistband, even easier when you undo, and you pull it all the way up on your chest like that. Do what you need to do, then you move it back into position. Let me show you how quick it is. You move it back into position around your waist, where it needs to be. Get your pants where you can tuck your shirt. And you tuck back in, fasten up, and you're done and you're back to normal. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions about the video, feel free to post a comment or email us and we'll try and get back to you with a good answer. Talk to you soon. Thanks for watching, and as always, God bless you and yours.